Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for spending time for this interview session. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Nutri. I'm 26 years old and I have been teaching English, accounting, and mathematics for the past 7 years as a part-time tutor.
Okay, thank you very much. May I know when was the first time you teach English to students with autism?
I believe it was around 4 to 5 years ago. It has been a long time already, and that was when I was very young. Since right now I'm 26, and that was the very first time that I encountered such a special needs student.
Thank you very much. What are the challenges you face when teaching English to students with autism?
Based on my experience, sometimes the students with autism they have a hard time to focus and to pay attention to certain things. As we all know that autism they are almost like they are thinking in their own way and as if they are in their own world. So sometimes when we are talking to them, they will be having difficulties to understand what we are trying to explain and what when we ask them to pay attention. So it requires a lot of patience to be able to deliver the lesson towards the students.
Okay. So the next question, which part of learning English is the harder for them? Is it speaking, writing, reading, or listening?
I believe they don't really have that much problem with listening and reading, but they have a little bit problem with writing skills because writing require you to come up with your own words and understanding to elaborate certain sentences, and they have a hard time to conduct or construct specific sentences according to their understanding because autism students they are also students with autism they are also having very much of a struggle to be able to what do you call that elaborate on what they feel and what they think. Yes.
Why do you think these challenges occur?
Sorry.
Why do you think they face this kind of challenges?
I think they face this kind of problem because it could be their way of understanding things differently but with other people. Because for example, if you are talking to the other students, maybe their students has their own way to or of thinking that is usually similar with the other peers. With autistic person, they may have their own way of thinking, as I have said just now. So it could make their opinion, their view of certain things vary from the other people.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question is what teaching materials or aids do you think are suitable for students with autism and why?
Visual, I believe visual because I don't really have that much background in understanding this kind of special needs students, but I noticed based on my experience when I use visual tools to teach these students, they're able to be they're attracted to such a visual presentation, so they're able to already insist because of this, because the visual tools are able to provide the direct relation on how certain things affect certain things. It's like a graphic. Yeah, they need to see how certain things work. So that's why visual aid them very much. So
Thank you very much for the great answer. Okay, so the next one I want to ask you is about the teaching method. So what teaching methods or strategy have worked well for you when you were teaching English as a second language to this kind of students?
for this kind of students, I use traditional way of teaching, which is like usual we use the boards, the whiteboards, and we do use storytelling, but most of the time I do, like I previously said, the visual, using the board, we do some drawings, and most of the time I also use storytelling. Storytelling, for example, in a certain situation, I want to teach English. I will provide them with illustration on what the situation is about and what kind of sentences is used in certain situation.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wardah. Next and the last one, what advice would you give to teachers who are teaching English to students with autism?
My advice would be, it may be easier said than done, but I've done it before. So I believe it's possible for our teachers to do this in their own way, of course. They have to be very persistent and also patient in teaching the students, because as what we may already know that these special needs students, they require a little bit more care compared to the other peers. So it is very important for us to be able to understand where their situation is, where they stand, their understanding, and how what are the tools or what are the ways that we'll be able to help them to understand the lesson better. And by being patient and persistent is that we need to understand what are the best way for them to be able to grasp the topic, so that they are not left behind compared to their peers. And it takes a lot, but like we said, it requires a village to raise one person. So it's like when we are trying to teach this one kind of student, we do need cooperation from other teachers and lecturers that will be able to help us and in making the lesson valuable and also understandable by the students.
Okay, so that's all for this interview session. I would like to say thank you very much one more time for
Very
your
much.
spending time for this interview session. That's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.